So somehow the Federal Reserve's answer to all this inflation is to not move as aggressively as they should. I have a feeling this is going to land us with even more inflation. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. I mean, here I am talking about inflation on a day like today, but it makes sense, right? Given that the cost of the Thanksgiving dinner has escalated by 20%, more than 20% since last year. Hello, welcome to the program. This is the Trish Regan Show, and I am Trish. So good to have you here. Portions of today's program are brought to you by Legacy Precious Metals. There's never been a better time to invest in precious metals for the long haul than right now. So go to legacypminvestments.com. Actually, I got a special one for you today because we're going to be hosting a live conversation, all sponsored by Legacy Precious Metals. We're going to have the chance to speak directly if you sign up. It's an exclusive event for fans of this program, closed to only fans of this program. So we're going to speak directly in a special Zoom conference. Go to legacypminvestments.com/Trish. Again, it's legacypminvestments.com/Trish. Anyway, we do have the Federal Reserve announcing that it is going to switch to smaller interest rate hikes soon, apparently, like possibly as soon as December. Great, because that'll really do wonders to curb this inflation that is still near 8%. I mean, it's been just massive. Look, the reality is this. They pumped, nearly $7 trillion into the economy when it was all said and done. And I'm talking the combination between the Federal Reserve and Joe Biden's big plans and the Democrats' big plans. And by the way, it's not like the Republicans are blameless in any of this anyway, because they went through with two COVID stimulus checks, followed by more stimulus, right? Because that's all politicians know how to do. So it should give us some concern about the future. I don't know how the Fed curbs inflation when they're actually looking at just hiking by 0.5 as opposed to 0.75 as they had originally intended to in the month of December. I mean, don't forget, the last time we saw inflation like this was back in the early 80s. And when I say inflation like this, it's because this inflation today is very similar to what we saw back in the 80s. In fact, if you look on an apples to apples basis with the same exact criteria that they used back in the early 80s, guess what? You find that we are looking at more like 16, 17% inflation as opposed to this 7-8% that they're telling us about. So think about that for a second and remember what Paul Volcker, then head of the Federal Reserve, had to do. He had to hike rates to insane levels that people had never seen before. And guess what? The economy contracted. The economy contracted for a little bit, but it was swift. It was fast. It was not prolonged. Ronald Reagan had the stomach to do it. You think Joe Biden does? I don't think so. I don't think anybody, frankly, these days has the stomach to do just about anything. It's one of the reasons why you need to think about taking care of yourself, taking care of your future, taking care of your money. It's why I would encourage you to check out keycitycapital.com/Trish. Again, another sponsor of this show, a wonderful group of accountants and investors that are seeking to really make sure that you protect your assets, you protect your money, and you grow your money. So whether that be through real estate ventures, whether that be through asset-backed lending, whether that be through some more interesting vehicles on the lending side. And look, there's a lot more interesting stuff these days, given that interest rates are indeed higher than where they were, despite what the Federal Reserve says. I still think they're going higher. Overall, in terms of the marketplace, these are the guys that can really help guide you and navigate that space. So check them out today. You've probably seen Charlie Dombeck on the show before. He's actually going to be on next week as well. keycitycapital.com/Trish. Again, keycitycapital.com/Trish. Anyway, you have an environment that's allowing interest rates to go higher. The Federal Reserve doesn't love it, right? Because they see already that there's some signs of a pullback. It's pretty obvious. I mean, just look at all the companies, one after another, that tell us they are planning more layoffs or they have hiring freezes. I've said before, kind of interesting that it all came out literally the day after midterms. Hey, Republicans still won the House, but there's a lot at stake as we move forward into the future. And look, I haven't even gotten to Thanksgiving yet, which, by the way, is much more expensive this year, much more expensive We talked about that the other day. I mean, upwards of over 20% for a meal. But I will say this. There is still, I think, a lot that we can be very grateful for. I am very much glass half full. I look at opportunities every single day. As an investor, I like the idea that, you know what, for a change, you can actually get a little yield. I've been going on about the I bond, the savings bond, for a long time. It was upwards of 9% last year. It's still a decent rate this year. You can find these opportunities. But you know what? Money isn't everything. What really is everything is family. And remembering why we are so lucky to be here in what I would still say, and I will always argue, is the greatest nation on earth. Filled with opportunity, filled with promise. This is what human beings need: hope and promise. And this is what this country, America, really does offer, which is why everybody wants to come here, right? For their shot at the American dream. Because intrinsically, it is our nature as human beings to want to look forward to something more. And that is what the United States of America has always offered. And I certainly hope will always continue to offer. This is what makes us so special. And never forget that, not for 2 seconds, right, Fluffy? I got Fluffy here with me today again. And Fluffy is one of the many, I can't say people because he's my dog, but I'm certainly thankful for so many people in my life. And certainly for this very special dog that means a lot to me. And it's one of the reasons why I'm so happy to tell you about a company that is helping make Fluffy stronger and better. I mean, he's had all kinds of allergies I've dealt with and ear infections and this, that, and the other. But you know what? He started to get better. Now, I suspect it may have something to do with a healthy diet. I met Dr. Dennis Black, a naturopathic doctor who cares so much about health and wellness, not just for himself and his family, but also for his dogs. And so he has this passion about it. And he wanted to make sure that every single dog had the opportunity to have all those essential nutrients, vitamins, all those things that they need, digestive enzymes to have long, healthy lives. And so I put Fluffy on the supplement because, by the way, you don't have to change your food. You just sprinkle a little bit on top of your dog's meal every night or every morning. And he loves it. He absolutely loves it. And it makes his food taste even better. So I've been thrilled because I've seen him firsthand respond to this in really great ways. In fact, his coat, dare I say, is even fluffier and shinier, which is kind of hard to do. But this is one handsome looking dog that just gets handsomer by the day. And I do believe it has a lot to do with the nutrients that he is getting thanks to Dr. Dennis Black, who, by the way, is a former Army Ranger, a naturopathic doctor, as I said, and just has a real commitment to health, including health for our pets. He has a special offer going on right now for fans of the program. We can celebrate Thanksgiving here together with Dr. Black's offer. It's for a free trial bag of Rough Greens. That's the name of the company, Rough Greens. Go to roughgreens.com, RUFF, get it? Greens, GREENS.com today and sign up to get your free trial bag. All you have to do is pay for shipping. And I have a feeling your dog is absolutely going to love it. So we have a lot to be thankful for. We live in a wonderful country. We have wonderful friends and family. And I know a lot of people go through tough times. All of us have been there. And this is a time to really, I think, focus on what's good, what's positive in our lives. And there's a lot to be very happy about. I know things can be better. Believe me, I'm kind of a perfectionist in that way. And I want everything to be better. But I also always remember to thank God for all that I have and the wonderful life that we as Americans have the opportunity to live. So happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Forget the 20% increase in food prices, maybe just for a day. We can pick it up again tomorrow. But enjoy your day. I hope you have a wonderful time with your loved ones, with your family, with your pets. And I'll see you here tomorrow.